Welcome back to the 128 KB podcast. We are back once again.
Due to lack of popular demand.
Yes, and that demand is so lacking that we've had to drop the price.
We have, yeah. Our podcast has sold out.
Yes, it has sold out. This is actually in response to requests for people saying you should do a podcast.
Yeah.
And if you hadn't noticed, we've always done a podcast.
We've always had a podcast.
But thanks for asking for it.
Indeed.
This is your weekly dose of all things gaming, where we sit down, put our feet up, chill, and talk about the world of gaming this week and all the things that are happening. And obviously, if you're new to the channel and the recent Switch 2 surge, then welcome.
Welcome.
We will be talking about Switch 2 things shortly, but in general, we just cover the world of handheld gaming and kind of gaming in general. Today's super awesome video sponsor is MOBAPAD. Long-time viewers will know that MOBAPAD is our absolute favourite brand for Switch controllers and Joy-Cons, so it's genuinely a real joy to promote them. Seriously, their Joy-Con alternatives are a genuine game changer. No more drifting, no more hand cramps, just awesomely spec'd, great-looking Joy-Cons. And the Pro controllers are just as epic too. They're packed with features and feel amazing in your hands, all at a really competitive price. So if you're looking for a Joy-Con alternative or a new Pro controller, check out MOBAPAD on the link below. How's your week in gaming been, Andy?
It's been fun.
Yes?
Yeah.
What have you been playing?
A lot of different things, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, so I've been playing South of Midnight.
Nice.
Which I really enjoy.
Yeah.
I highly recommend anyone that's got Game Pass to try that out.
Yeah.
Because I saw the announcement trailer when they announced it.
We were really mixed with that, weren't we?
I was like, oh, don't like the stop motion look. I was like, why is it all choppy? Like Mark Cerny was with me, yeah. And he was like, that looks choppy. And I said, yeah, exactly. It's Xbox.
Yeah.
So I was a bit like, started playing it. Love it. Absolutely love it. So I've been playing that. I'm still playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm like 60 hours in, and I'm probably only 50% through the game.
Wow.
So I'm slowly chipping away
Do you know
at
what?
that.
I'm really proud of you for sticking at it.
Yeah.
Because it's not in your DNA to
It's
stick
not,
at it.
but I'm genuinely enjoying the gameplay loop.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. It doesn't give me the fear I get with open world games.
It's the perfect example of an open world game.
Yeah, it's like a linear open world game.
Yeah, they've done it perfectly.
I love that.
Yeah. Actually, as shown by how far they've come, as shown by recently playing Oblivion, the remaster, but we'll get to that in a minute.
And I was just about to say the other thing I've been playing as well. Well, there's actually 2 more games I've been playing. Oh, wow. I'm playing everything, as always. I've been playing Lords of the Fallen 2.0.
Wow.
Which is actually really good.
That one passed me by entirely.
So good. Like the original game, 1.0, if you want to call it that, was really good anyway, because it's kind of like what you want from a Souls-like game, but with actual kind of 2-player, unlike Elden Ring. Like, Elden Ring grasped me so hard. Like, everything about it I want to play, but I hate the crappy co-op like integration. I don't want to summon someone. I don't want them getting kicked out. Let me start the game and play it with someone. Like, don't give me any of this rubbish. So Lords of the Fallen did that really well, where you could play co-op, but player 2 was always kind of like a side character. They didn't get loot. You had to drop items for them. Like, it was kind of annoying. Progression wasn't shared. All of these problems, right? Oh, and also, it was you're going to get lost. Like, there's no way of knowing where you're going to go. No one says go that way. It is just, go on then. And it's really hard. Like, and obviously every time you rest, all the enemies come back. Because it's like a Souls-like. But so I was like, oh man, this kind of sucks. So I was playing that with my wife, and we were enjoying it just because it was a co-op-y style. But she's like, don't like being player 2, So we put that down a while ago, and then I saw the other day, whenever it was, they released 2.0. I went, I wonder what that is. So I looked at like their like intro video, and I was like, oh, they've just basically made it an actual co-op game now. Like, progression is shared.
2 players actually as important.
Yeah, progression's shared. Player 2 actually has all the progression and also all items, like any chests or whatever, you can both loot.
Why aren't all co-op games like this?
I don't know. What's the point of having a 2-player experience if you can't actually play 2-player properly?
I'd love to know what people think in the comments, but like, there's just not enough co-op games. The era, not just like couch co-op and online co-op as well.
Yes.
But that era of playing games together with your friends or your loved ones or whatever.
Yeah.
That was such a golden time.
Yes.
And games, the reason I think why multiplayer online games do so well is the social part.
Yeah.
You get to go online.
Yes.
You're probably going to play online and hang out with your mates. I know that's typically how we play together.
Yeah.
So being able to do co-op games, we were always searching for them for that reason.
Yeah.
don't think we're going to be alone in that.
No, definitely not. And I think the only thing they should have allowed for 2.0 in Lords of the Fallen was an extra player. If it could have been 3-player, that would have just stepped it up even better. I mean, I'm not complaining of what they've done now, but if it could have had the option of 2 or 3, that would have been really cool. But sadly, it's only 2-player still. But that's really good. Hazelight Studios, I love for this, for Split Fiction and stuff, because they are like the only studio that's of like a high pedigree that are focusing on a 2-player only experience, which I understand is kind of frustrating for people that can't play with someone, but for those that only want to play with someone, this is like an amazing experience.
I think a masterstroke from them is bringing Split Fiction to the Switch 2 when that lands.
Yeah, that's going to be wicked.
It's kind of just made for it.
Yes.
Just even like everything about the Switch is made for multiplayer. Couch multiplayer
Most of the multiplayer games are on Switch.
Yeah.
You know, Nintendo focus on that party style thing or like being with someone.
And you think they're leaning into game chat and that kind of Discord experience that they're bringing to the Switch 2.
Yeah.
It adds to that again. I really enjoyed that when the announcement, the idea that they're trying to embrace the social part of gaming more. And the game chat thing is a bit janky. It looks a bit rubbish, as in technically.
Yeah.
But I'm not particularly caring about what your game stream looks like if I'm watching. I'm not going to watch your game stream.
I hope
just want your
you
chat.
can hide it.
Yeah.
So I hope you can hide that little bar where all the like 4 people are, so that I don't.
You'll be able to,
because I don't care that it looks choppy. Because like you said, I want my game to run good. I don't care what yours is doing.
Yeah.
So
I just want to hear you.
Yeah. Exactly. I am looking forward to that. And the last thing I've been playing, obviously, I did a best settings for the Ally X video. Is of course Oblivion Remastered.
I was like a little kid when all the rumors were coming out in the weeks before. Obviously, it's been talked about for a long time.
Yeah.
And it seems clear that Virtuos, the studio that did the remaster, been working on it since 2021.
Wow.
4 years.
Yeah.
And it's a ground up remaster, which is impressive. Like every model has been remade.
It's just a remake, isn't it? But with the same storyline.
Yeah, you can see when you play it, you can see that the skeleton of the game is the same.
Yeah. It's built on the original, but I mean, it's a brand new engine. It's an Unreal Engine 5 now.
UE5.
Yeah.
I was so excited because I think we share this, and I think most gamers of our age share that love for Oblivion and how important Elder Scrolls 4 was in the world. It came at a really important time in gaming. And I think it might be one of the first, I was going to say first open world games, but I know it's not, but of that ilk, of that, like, 3-dimensional, like, living, breathing world.
It was, because when you think of the previous ones, I mean, let's just take Morrowind, because it was the one beforehand. That was still a big game, but it didn't hit the same.
Didn't hit in anywhere.
It already felt old when I was playing it back then. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was kind of hard to get into because there was no direction.
Yeah.
You just kind of wandered around aimlessly until you kind of picked up bits roughly.
Yeah.
But when Oblivion came out, that, like you said, in my mind was the first true massive open world, like fully captivating experience, like for sure. Because it blew my mind. I had to buy it twice when it came out because I bought it on PC and I didn't have a PC at the time. It was my dad's PC, which was just a work PC. Like, do you know what I mean? It was just a desktop, like a HP, like Hewlett Packard or whatever, PC. And I was like, I'm going to play it. And I was playing games on it already, but I was like, I'm going to buy it on PC. So I bought it on PC. I put it in. It couldn't even run the cutscene without freezing and black screening. Like, I'm not joking.
Melted this PC.
I couldn't take it back because I'd opened it and installed it. And PC games were...
Yeah, you couldn't do that.
No, because it was already on my computer.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't take it back. So I had to wait to then buy it again on Xbox before I could play it. I've still got the disc. It's in the video.
I loved that. Yeah.
People were thinking I've literally installed it off the disc. It was a joke.
Your LIX.
Yeah, it was
the
a
disc
joke.
is bigger than the thing.
Yeah, it was a joke.
My first experiences were, actually, a friend who I used to house share with, lovely guy, Dax, he was playing it on his PC. And I just used to sit in his room and watch him play it, over his shoulder, and we were just like
through the window.
Socially.
I
didn't even live there. No. It was like a peep show. So that was a playthrough, and then I did my own playthrough maybe a year or so later when the PS3 port came out. Was it like a year later, 2 years later? I can't remember.
Yeah.
The PS3 port of it is miserable by comparison.
I can imagine, yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my experience of it. So it was really exciting to see the remaster, is my point, coming. Because obviously all the quality of life improvements you get and the fidelity, and it does look beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful, yeah.
They've done a really good job.
You played on Xbox, I played on PC.
Yeah. So on the Series X, it's not without its flaws. There are issues. There are performance issues. There are graphics issues. Load screens are still a problem. Not as much of a problem as you would imagine, but they do still kind of interrupt your flow.
Yeah.
And then when any new area loads in, you get some of the weird kind of like low-res textures, and then it pops into high-res. And some of the physics elements of a problem.
The poltergeist effect.
The poltergeist effect where everything drops into the room. Things falling off tables as soon as you walk in. Yeah. What's going on here? What are you lot up to?
Yeah.
But I do love the fact in that remaster that in playing through it this week, that they've kept the weirdness of the game.
Yeah.
The jankiness of the AI and the characters.
It's still the original.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah, on PC, runs amazing. I'm just steamrolling it through.
I'll say, and it's probably a really gross misrepresentation of the Xbox version, but in seeing your best settings version video on the Ally X and then playing it on the Series X, I would say on performance mode, it looks fairly similar. And it performs fairly similar. So that goes some ways to saying the problems that the Series X is having with it.
Yeah, I got Christina, because she was playing it on the Series X. It starts the game in performance mode.
Yeah.
So let's just see what it's like in quality. It looked cool.
Yeah.
But it was like 25 FPS.
You can't play it.
And even she normally isn't affected by stuff like this. She was like, I was like, yeah, put it back to performance mode. The only issue I found on PC was some weird water issue where, like, if you got your sword out, it casts like a shadow of the sword to any body of water, even if it's like 1,000 miles away. So like when you move the sword, like even in the distance, it's causing like a weird shadow across the water.
That's
on
odd.
Any body of water. If you're having that issue, any listeners, turn screen space reflections off in the menu, and that fixes it.
Interesting.
I forgot to say that in the video because I didn't know at the time.
Best settings part 2.
Settings,
just 30 seconds. You go, if you're having this one.
Is someone commented actually, one of our viewers, and said, "Have you experienced this? Do you know what it is?" And I said, "I have experienced that on both my PC and on the Ally X, which I know is a PC, but it's a handheld." And I said, "I haven't looked at it yet. I've just thought it was an inherent bug." Yeah. Quick Google, and people were like, just turn off screen space reflections. And I was like, okay, I didn't test that.
Other things in gaming, I really want to try Clair Obscura Expedition 33.
I really like the look of it. I really like the sound of the story.
Let me guess what you're going to say.
Yeah.
It's turn-based combat.
Yeah.
You don't like turn-based combat.
No, even though I like Pokemon
fan.
I like Xenoblade and Final Fantasy, but I don't like turn-based.
No, I think you should try it.
I might, but
it got a 92 Metacritic score.
That's cool. Like that's very high.
Overwhelmingly positive.
Yes.
Really, really high. It does look cool. It was on the same Xbox Developer Direct as South of Midnight when they made the announcement.
Yes, it was, yeah.
And both of them, I was a bit kind of middling about it.
Yeah, like, I was exactly the same.
I've also played South of Midnight this week. First time I've experienced it. It's cool.
Not as much your thing as it is mine.
No, I'm not so much into the action platformers.
See, that's my like big thing.
Yeah.
Like, and I think it's just because like from GameCube era, that was like number one. Was action platform was like the go-to.
I'm way more Expedition 33.
Yeah, you're more Final Fantasy, like old school turn-based RPG.
Love that.
Whereas I'm more like action platformy.
I think it's because I'm a bit slow. I like to take my time, right?
No, you just like to get involved.
I like to get involved. I love menus. I love menu diving. Can't help that.
Yeah.
But I also think that's the reason why I probably won't carry on playing Oblivion.
Yes. Yeah.
I was talking to you this morning about this. Like, I loved it. I loved jumping back in. It's a wonder and it's cool. But there's fundamental parts of it that have aged horribly. And the combat is one of them. Combat isn't cool. I know they've reworked bits of it.
Well, no, it's brand new, I think. The combat's
entirely
totally
brand new,
new,
is it?
Yeah. But you didn't like this about Avowed.
I didn't like it
and
about Avowed.
I was like, I really like the combat. And you're like, I thought it sucked. I was like, oh, okay.
It's exactly like Avowed, actually, now you've said that.
Yeah,
it's just a me problem,
any
not a game
first
problem.
person, like,
I can't do it.
Skyrim's the same.
To the point where I've gone to third-person camera to try and improve it in my head. Yeah. And
Who are you?
I know.
Who plays third person?
Me. Because I think I struggle with...
Do you have like gun mods on, like running around with like a machine gun?
Do you know what? The weird thing is, I was playing one of the side quests in Oblivion last night, and I was like, do you know what? If you could have guns, this would be cool.
Love it.
Because I had no problem with Starfield, was my thinking.
Yeah.
And it's obviously exactly the same.
It's exactly the same, yeah.
But I played Starfield first person.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
You did. Yeah, you did.
You have to watch the stream to figure it out. But I'm sure I did.
I'm pretty certain you did.
It has to be a psychopath to play third person.
Yes. No, I'm
because of the aiming.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you. I think you just don't like melee based fantasy.
Yeah, I think that's what I've.
Which sucks for you for Doom.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be amazing.
I love the idea.
Yes.
But when I'm actually playing it, I always feel like it's a bit too skatey.
Yeah.
And like a bit too stuck on two axes.
Yeah, I got you.
Up, down, left and right. It's not as fluid as I want it to be.
Yeah.
Which I think is why I go third person in it, because I'm trying to get a bit more fluidity. When I should probably just let go of that and just bash my way through stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, there was one of the side quests I was playing last night that I had to repeat. I'm going to be honest now, 4 times. I had to reload 4 times because I kept killing the NPC that I was meant to be protecting by accident because my aim was so far off.
That does suck.
Yeah. That's a very kind of Elder Scrolls problem, though, isn't it?
Yes. I've had that issue. I mean, even at the start of, Oblivion Remake, I was hitting the guards. They're like, save the Emperor! And then they're like, stop it, prisoner! Because I'm like stabbing them. And I'm like, get out of my way.
In that section, I remember it from the original one, but in that section, I would always run up and like punch the Emperor. Yeah. Punch, run away.
He's like, I know you from somewhere. I've seen you in my dream.
We must protect the Emperor. Smack, smack. Why was he in jail? I got no idea.
Yeah.
Smack.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Thumpy from down the road.
Yeah. He just punched the Emperor. That's why he was in jail. Love it.
Yeah, so I want to say that I'm going to carry on playing Oblivion.
You're not.
I'm probably not. I'm
not. I spent hundreds of hours in it like years ago, So.
And I think that's the inherent problem is it's really exciting to be back in that world. It's really cool. But I'm now sat there thinking forward about all the things I need to do.
Yeah. Yes.
And I'm a bit paralyzed by that thought.
Yeah. There's like shop menus and stuff are still old school.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. The way I see it is I've got so many other games like I'm spinning plates for currently. I don't have time to go back in there and I don't really care. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I loved it and I got through, I would probably put like 3 hours in and I'm like, this is wicked. It's absolutely fantastic. And if I had no other game and I'd paid full price for it.
Oh, undoubtedly.
I would sit there and I would go through
and have an amazing time.
And have a great time.
Yeah,
it's a wicked game. The remaster is how they've set like a standard, kind of like how Resident Evil 2, I know that's a remake, but how that set like a bar for like redoing old games. I feel like this has set a bar for remastering.
Yes.
And I think it's phenomenal. Is it for me right now where I'm at in my gaming like journey? No, I'm not going to play it again.
The other thing that I felt a little bit concerned about now is that at the same time, there's still rumors circulating that Virtuous were also working on a Fallout 3 remaster.
Yeah.
And Fallout 3 is one of my all-time favorites. So I think, again, anyone of our kind of ilk and generation, it's like, that's right up there.
Yeah.
Played that game a lot. I know you've kind of smashed through it a lot as well.
Yeah.
And so I was excited by the prospect of remastering that because that game really shows its age as well now. If you play it now, it's rough.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
So you're like, that would be amazing. Like a remaster of that ilk and getting the same kind of fidelity out of it. Now I'm thinking, I probably don't want to do that. I probably don't want to play it.
I would play the tutorial again for the 50th time. Just to see what it's like.
Get out of the vault. And then I'll go, cool, and do the same thing I've just done with Oblivion and probably not bother playing. Think forward about all the things you got to do, how big that world is, how much grinding there is to do.
However, if it was Elder Scrolls 6 or Fallout 5, I would play it.
Hundreds of hours. I'm there because of unknown.
Yeah, and it's new. And to be fair, it wouldn't be an old janky game underneath. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It would be a brand new entry, whereas I've played Oblivion for, I don't even know, 1,000 hours maybe? And the same with Fallout. Probably equal, if not more.
Yeah.
Like, I've played those games, maybe not that much, honestly, but at least a few hundred hours, at least, on each game. I've been there, I've done that.
Yeah.
And I remember it vividly.
Yeah.
It's not like I can't remember. So I'd be way more open to playing a new one than revisiting.
Yeah. I think what's the coolest thing about those remasters is, like I say, they've set a really high bar and they've done an amazing job.
Mm.
And weirdly, it's exactly like you remember it.
Yeah.
It's a really kind of freaky... I'm right back. I'm rubber banded back to how I felt in those moments.
Yes. How it looks now is how I thought it looked 20 years ago.
It's an amazing thing.
Because that's what it did look like to us 20 years ago, because that was the pinnacle of graphics.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? At the time, that was the bleeding edge.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. But I loved going back in there and seeing what it's like. Obviously, I'm running it on like a massively overpowered PC.
I want to see what it's like on your PC. That's the only thing. I want to see what it could look like.
Really good. Really good.
Because, like I say, on the Series X, there's moments where it's really rough.
Yes.
Performance-wise, especially in like Imperial City and stuff, or any of the towns, it's rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
And out in the open world, I'd say the dungeons are okay because they're really small areas.
Dungeons, you'll get double the performance equally. Yeah.
Open
Easily
world
even.
is, I think, more forgivable because you're paying less attention.
Yeah.
There's like less. Do you know what I mean? When you go into the towns, there's like people, there's textures
There's
really
a
close to you.
lot of stuff happening. Yeah.
I don't know what the performance necessarily is like there because I haven't noticed any. I say that, but I have noticed some dips in frame rates when it's loading in new stuff coming up. But yeah, in the towns, in the populated areas, it's really rough. In places, in other places, it's fine. It's not all the time. It's not consistently bad. So I want to see what it could look like.
Yeah. I'll leave it installed on my PC, so next time you come over, you can see it.
Some Nintendo stuff as well happened in my life this week.
Yes.
I spent some money.
So did I.
So, for those of you that are unaware, when they announced the Switch 2, they also obviously announced the GameCube controller as well.
Yes.
And initially, the pre-orders for that were locked into the same rules as the Switch 2.
Yep.
But you could only buy the GameCube controller from Nintendo directly.
Yep.
Whereas the Switch 2 you can get from other retailers.
Like we did.
Yeah.
We bought them from, retailers.
Yeah, so like electronics retailer in the UK. But the GameCube controller you could get nowhere else. So you had to have an active Switch Online subscription. And it was
for 2 years.
Yeah. So that kind of ruled
both of us out.
Yeah, most of us, and I imagine a lot of you, out of getting a GameCube controller. And then randomly, I want to say like Wednesday this week, maybe Tuesday this week, early in the week.
Yes.
They kind of just silently changed the rules.
It. It was so weird because I was like rewatching our GameCube video that we did, the hands-on.
Yeah.
It's like, I know in that video you were like, I'm not overly fast, but for me, GameCube is like my peak. That was like the best era for me. So I was like, I need one of these controllers. I was on Facebook. I was, putting out posts, like pleading.
I was telling you, go into the game collectors groups. You might have to pay a bit more. But
I wanted to give someone my money so that they could pre-order it prior, because I knew they were just going to sell out. So I wanted it to be someone I knew. Nobody came up. People offered, and then when I said, "Have you got the invite?" They're like, "No." I even asked my brother and sister-in-law, and was like, because they play Switch and have an account, but they didn't get the invite. So they said, sorry, can't do it. And so I was like, oh man, how am I going to do this? I was like, I'm going to have to scalp it, pay scalper prices post-launch from CEX or eBay or wherever. And I'm like, oh man, I don't want to do that, but I want it immediate. And then literally the day after I was hunting around asking people, I saw a post on Facebook of someone going, do you think they'll ever lift the restrictions? And every reply is, it's been lifted today. And I went, what? Yeah, literally. I was like, oh my God. I went straight over there. It was like, you have to have an active account. Now, I got us a family membership that I was sitting on the code to wait for the Switch 2 to come. And you're like, just use it. Because you still need to have an active account. So I go straight on. This is a little bit of a tragic story, actually. I activated...
So good.
I activated our account. Yep. So I'm like, screw you, AJ. Like, we're losing a month of Switch Online so I can buy this controller, even though you told me to do it.
Yeah.
So I did that. Jumped into Nintendo Online. It says you can order 2, like, per account.
Yeah.
So I was like, I only need 1. I'll just get 1. Because Christina won't care for it.
Yeah.
So
and they're like, was it 60?
Yeah, they're like $58.99.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, I'm just going to get 1, put it in my cart, and it said PayPal or card. I was like, I'll use my card because I've got a new credit card. It's like a new up-to-date one. So I was like, sweet, I can put my details in. I'll click card and then click checkout. Thanks for your order. See you later. Sorry, what? And it's like, I haven't put my details in. Now, let's just rewind a bit. A while ago, I ordered a collector's edition of a game. I can't remember what it was, but a collector's edition. I did the exact same thing. You pre-order with card, and they use your saved card information. Now, previously, my saved card information was an out-of-date card, which I know my new one is out of date because I've just got a new one in the post. Right? When they take the money out of your account 7 days before launch.
Yes.
Now, with this collector's edition that I'd ordered, they tried to take the money. They went, card's old.
Declined.
So they went, cancelled your order. What? They don't give you the choice to update the card. If it's not right, they cancel. So I was like, oh, no. So I said to you, I'm going to have to order the GameCube again, the controller again, after I've updated my card, just in case... So I went back in to try and order another one. You've met the limit. Hang on, I've only ordered 1 and I'm meant to have 2. So you've got to order 2 at one time.
You get 1 order.
You get 1 order.
Yeah.
And it can be of 2 maximum. So I was like, oh man, you suck, Nintendo. Like, what are you doing to me? So now I'm panicking going, I've now gone into the back end.
After all of this?
Yeah. I've now changed my card, but is that enough? Are they going to take the money 7 days before and now it's going to bounce off the new card? I don't know. So I'm like complaining to you going, I can't order a new one. I don't know if it's going to go through.
Just want to say.
Yeah.
So then I opened my wardrobe, got my Superman cape out, stuck that on, brushed myself down, did a quick flex in the mirror and went, Andy, I could save you. And so then you start serenading me.
Yes.
And then a hero comes.
You did say
along.
it would be $99.99 though instead of $58.99.
I'll scalp one for you.
That's it, yeah.
So I step up. Obviously, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to because we share a Switch Online family account.
Yes.
So I didn't know if it was going to be locked to 1, but sure enough, it was available to me to order as well. Yes. I could order 2. I didn't. I only ordered 1 because I'm not that fussed.
Yeah.
Like you. Yeah. But the other thing is, I was thinking like, I've got every single Switch Online controller so far. So I've got the NES, got the SNES, got the N64, got the Mega Drive one. Because I've always loved the idea of these as like little collector's things.
Yeah.
I don't ever use them.
No.
They actually just sat behind us in different space. So I was like, do you know what? I'll do that. I'll get it. And then if yours arrives, then I've got one. I'll either keep it, which is probably what's going to happen.
Or you'll scalp it on eBay.
Or I'm going to scalp it on eBay. Going to do the thing that they expressly didn't want anyone to do and sell it for twice what it's worth.
Yeah, that's it.
No, I'm not going to be one of those guys. I'm going to keep it.
Yes.
It'll go on the shelf and I will never use it.
I see. This is the only time I will use it because GameCube is like N64. Granted, I got the controller and I played every game on there.
I'm not saying I won't actually. I'm not going to say it because there's a possibility. I quite like the idea of playing Wind Waker.
Yes.
I think it's perfect to play it on the GameCube controller.
Yeah.
There's going to be other GameCube games coming. Obviously, F-Zero GX is going to be fun. I don't know how many. Yeah, of course. Is it online multiplayer?
Yeah, of course it is.
How did I miss that?
Yes, it's online multiplayer, so we can play with the original GameCube
If we
controllers.
get 2, I'm going to keep it.
Yeah. That's why as soon as AJ ordered, I went, well, that's a good story for me to spin to force you to buy a GameCube controller.
Your order was actually fine. There's no problem with it.
There's no problem with it. It was just a way to get you to get one. But yeah, so there'll be loads of cool GameCube games.
Yeah.
Loads of them.
I really hope that they lean into the GameCube thing. I think they're going to because I think they've realised that that's that was the console everyone wanted.
That is my peak.
Yeah.
Like, and I get massive GameCube vibes off of Switch 2.
Yeah.
From all aspects.
Oh, so much is GameCube about it.
Yeah.
The fact that it's a high-powered
exactly,
machine.
Yeah.
It's going to have AAA games on it. It's quite adult as well.
There's loads of third-party stuff.
Loads of third-party, yeah.
So I'm...
And it's expensive.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
For its era, which GameCube was as well.
Yeah, it was, at the time.
But actually, it's not that expensive.
No.
There's a whole bunch of stuff we covered in the news, wasn't there? Like, obviously, like PlayStation have upped their prices. No one's talking about it.
No.
Like a PS5 digital now is £420.
Yes. Yeah. Nuts.
So if you want that, and then if you decide to buy the disc drive separate, you're at £500.
Yeah.
For a PS5.
5-year-old console.
And the argument was always like, oh, well, prices will go down through a generation because of the scales of manufacturing and stuff. It's like, well, clearly not.
Clearly not, yeah.
PlayStation aren't playing that game at all.
Just wait until PS6 comes out and Xbox Series 2.
It's going to hurt.
They're going to be PS5 Pro prices for the base console.
For certain PlayStation will break the 500 threshold.
Oh,
doubt.
yeah,
I reckon
easily.
It'll be 600.
It'll be 650 or something like that.
Xbox, I've still got a question mark on because they've got... I know this generation wasn't the case, but they do have a history of undercutting.
They do, but they also have a history of absolute outright coming out and saying this is the greatest generational leap in performance you've ever seen on the planet Earth. So therefore, it's going to be the highest price you've ever seen on planet Earth as well.
But will it? Or will they just go like, we're not going to sell the numbers as PlayStation?
Yeah.
Let's just make a loss on it and get everyone playing Game Pass.
That's what they do currently.
Yeah.
But it will still be expensive because it's going to be high hardware.
How much of a loss they want to make?
My biggest thing, because, we've got an incredible video on the Switch 2 Pro controller, which we've both pre-ordered now.
Well, that was the other thing I was going to just finally get to.
Yeah.
I finally pre-ordered my Pro 2 controller.
Yes.
Pro Controller 2?
The Switch 2 Pro controller, that's what I'm calling it.
Okay,
yeah. I think if you Google it, it literally comes up on the Switch website as just Switch 2 Pro controller.
Right, there we go.
Rather than, because I've been calling it the Pro 2 controller.
Yeah, I thought it was Pro 2 controller.
But yeah, so when we did the event, obviously we went in not really caring, going, well, we've already got controllers. Played on that controller, amazing. We've done a whole video about it if you want to see it. And then when we came home, I immediately bought one. I was like, this is incredible. You said you were going to, and then you went out and bought an Xbox controller.
I'm so sorry.
And you were like, I'm not going to buy the Switch 2 one now. I was like, no!
The Xbox was an accident. It was a total accident. But I stayed at your house and used your Elite controller. Like, oh man, it's so much better.
Yeah, than the stock ones.
I'm going to have to get that.
Yeah. But then you've just gone out and bought a Pro controller, haven't you, for the Switch 2?
Yeah. I tell you what, it was doing the GameCube thing that actually made me do it.
Yeah.
I got it in my head. Actually, I had it in my head that I'd order them both from Nintendo.
Okay.
But from Nintendo, they're sold out.
I was just about to say they're sold out.
So annoying because I want them at the same time.
Yes.
So then I went back to the retailer that I bought the Switch 2 from, and they've got them. So I ordered it from them.
You bought it from Argos?
Yeah.
You paid £4 shipping?
Probably.
Oh!
I didn't actually pay attention to that bit.
Oh, Game Collective or wherever else, they do it with free shipping. So you could have saved yourself. And also with Argos, I've got an Argos about 2-minute drive from my house. If you send it to store for collect, you don't pay shipping.
There was no option for that.
Because
there's a store very close to me here.
Yes.
It's just literally just in town.
Because,
I thought I'll just collect it and that'll be fun. Because I thought that with the Switch 2 as well, but there was no option to collect.
Okay. Oh, that makes me feel better about it then. Because I was thinking I bought 2 Switch 2s and I paid twice shipping on it and I could have collected them.
Yeah, shipping. So it's funny, isn't it? Since the days of Amazon, paying for shipping sucks.
Oh yeah, it would directly make me stop buying from somewhere.
Yeah,
I won't do it. But anyway, on the topic of the Pro controller, I find it really funny because one of our that video is doing insanely well for us, and everyone's commenting in either very positively, like I love your video. I've now pre-ordered one, or the other one is like it's $85. It's like. Okay, but let's just reel it in a bit. It was meant to be 80, first of all, but your country's screwed currently, so it's gone up. And then it's also the Pro controller. This is like
this is their top end.
This is their top end. I understand people are comparing this against base DualSense and base Xbox, but really that's the Joy-Cons in the little holder.
Yes.
That's the equivalent of a stock PS5 or Xbox controller.
Yeah.
This is the Pro. So at $85, it's the Pro controller. How much is the Xbox Elite in America?
I have no idea.
Pre-tariffs, so I didn't even know how much it is now. Pre-tariffs, $150. $150. DualSense Edge here in the UK is £220. That's pushing $300. Like, I don't know what it is in America. We get shafted here in the UK, so it's probably a nice round $200 in America, whereas for us it's like $280.
But their tax then goes on after.
That's very true. Yeah, so it's probably about the same. Yeah. But $200 for a DualSense Edge. That doesn't have Hall effect sticks.
I know. That was the other thing that I didn't get. Everyone's saying there's no Hall effect, there's no point. It's like, well, none of the other Pro controllers have Hall effect.
No.
Xbox doesn't. PlayStation doesn't.
No.
PlayStation has changeable joystick modules. Yeah, 40 quid each.
Yeah.
Not Hall effect.
Yeah, so you're
still
replacing it with another potentiometer that's going to drift again.
The other criticism that I saw was, and I saw it a lot, not analog triggers is a pass for me.
The whole Switch doesn't support them. Neither does Switch 1.
And so the other one was like, if it doesn't have analog triggers, that means any racing game's dead on arrival. Like, what racing games are we talking about? Yeah. Mario Kart.
Yeah. Press A to go.
What, Fast Fusion? Like, I don't know what games we're talking about here. That racing games on the Switch.
All the Switch games are kart racers, basically.
Yeah,
and they're all press A to go. And even F-Zero's press A to go.
And there's a potential, not confirmed, that you might see some of the Microsoft racing games appear.
Yeah,
you might see Forza arriving.
You know how they get over it? Left stick,
or maybe, or it doesn't bloody matter because you're playing a racing game on a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, no, I think
you're not. It's not sim racing, okay?
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah. So if Forza come over or whatever the other one is,
maybe
then I think they could get around it by just left sticking throttle.
Yeah, it could be,
and then right stick for direction, like instead of like camera or whatever. Yeah. But they're all kart racers.
Yeah,
really. Like what was that game? Astral
Chain?
No. What's the Nintendo one that used to be competitive against? It was the equivalent of Forza and Asphalt something.
Oh, now you've triggered something.
Right. Anyway. It's old now. But that used to be their like realistic racer, right? But like, come on, that's been dead for 20 years. So
I just also like, I love car games. Okay, it's one of the things I do love. I'm not good at them though. Okay, I'm not like a sim racer.
Yeah.
If I was really into them, do you know what I'd do?
Yeah.
I'd buy a steering wheel and pedal setup and play it on like the best piece of hardware I could own.
Yeah, absolutely.
PC.
Yeah.
If not, then like a PS5 Pro or an Xbox X. I'd play it on that.
Yes.
If I'm just playing on my console with a controller, obviously I'm just casually playing, aren't I? Because my steering's all over the shop. I'm like, go and stop. I'm not like, I'm just going to feather in the throttle.
Yeah.
Let me just hold it at half revs.
Yes. Just release the throttle so that you're not putting your foot down. You're
playing a racing game on a Switch.
Yes. Yeah. See,
get over it.
For me, I am not into realistic races. I drive enough as it is in real life.
Yeah,
I don't care. Like, I don't want to make sure I change gear perfectly.
I say I'm into them. I can't remember the last time I played one.
No. Yeah, no, it's not for me. I literally don't care. Yeah. For me, I love gravity races like F-Zero.
Love that.
I love kart races like Mario Kart.
Gravity races is top for me.
Yeah. And I love stuff like Hot Wheels, another arcade.
Hot Wheels, great
game.
Shout. Yeah.
So all those games are what, in my mind, the Switch is like designed for.
Yes.
So it's great.
So not having analog triggers, I don't know what we're missing out on.
If I'm honest, when I play on PC, I play with controllers that don't have analog triggers. I play with digital triggers.
How many are you using where you put the stoppers in?
Yeah, that's
like on the Elite controller.
Yeah. I use the Games Cyclone 2 like almost exclusively.
All of the top end controllers have
digital switches,
and the ability to switch off the travel of the trigger even.
And for shooters and any other game,
you want a digital trigger.
Analog triggers are actually not ideal.
No, it's too slow.
It's like the only real reason is racing games.
Yeah. It's a bit of a myth that we all got sold that will make a controller better. And it's not actually the case for most games.
And the reason why they didn't do it was because the devs said they didn't want it.
Yep.
The game devs in Nintendo went, nah, we want digital inputs.
Yep. It's quicker, it's better.
Yeah. And yeah, fair enough. Like, you know, it works. You press button, it work.
Yeah, so the anger of the price is still rolling on about everything associated to this, yet it just doesn't bear out in real terms.
The price of the Pro Controller, I don't understand why people are like so crazy on it. Like, it's the Pro, it's not a stock controller.
And like, well, we're 40 minutes in and we've not even got to the point yet. But it's actually a really good segue talking about the price, because that's kind of where we're at with it. The first thing is it doesn't bear out into reality, which I'm really happy about.
Yes.
I did think that a lot of the like angry feedback we were getting and seeing online about
no, the angry feedback you were getting.
Yeah, I was getting most of the hate
on the release video.
Why
the news video?
Yeah, the news video when the release happened. Apparently, it's all my fault.
Better you than me.
I'm fine with it, but I did think it's probably just a very loud minority.
Absolutely, it's all the people that weren't going to buy one anyway.
Yeah, and it has borne out to be the case.
Yeah.
We saw it because obviously pre-orders had been happening in Europe and the rest of the world for ages.
Yeah.
And we'd seen them selling out of it. So we had a really early indication of like, it's just not the case.
Yes.
People love this thing.
Yes.
And they're not thinking it's too expensive.
Yep.
And when I talk to like real gamers in real life, none of them had the same reaction. They were like, yeah, it's the price doesn't scare me.
Yeah.
Like that seems fair for what things are now.
Yes.
And so then you ask them about the games, and they're like, well, it sucks that games get more expensive, but it's not that much more expensive. But anyway, pre-orders obviously happened this week in America, and guess what happened? They sold out in minutes.
Yes. Yeah, I'm so happy to
Shock
see that.
horror.
Yeah.
So what that tells me is it is a loud minority, like you say, that were probably never going to buy a Nintendo console anyway.
Yeah. I'm so glad to hear that, because when we got all that like rage against the machine, the Nintendo machine, from your video and the announcement, and then seeing all that drop the price stuff, I was thinking, oh no, don't let this tank for them.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Because
don't let it be a Wii U moment.
Yeah, because they're like making, like I said, this to me is like GameCube 2, and I really wanted this to do well, and I thought no one's going to buy it, this, that, and the other, and now it's completely not the case at all.
Completely not the case.
They can't make enough of them.
Yes, I mean, GameStop website crashed. Walmart, Best Buy, Target, and GameStop all reportedly sold out within 10 minutes. Yeah, like people queuing around the block outside stores for the physical pre-orders. And this isn't midnight launch collection things that we used to see like back when, PS2, PS3, like people queuing outside the store.
Yeah.
This is queuing up to give someone money just to say, I want that thing in a month.
In a month's time, yeah.
It's kind of mental.
Yes, it is, yeah.
The best part of this, the analysts kind of trying to pull it apart and report it. They're saying that Nintendo have been reportedly able to make between 6 and 8 million units available for launch day in June.
Yes.
And that stock will all be counted for.
Yeah. That's nuts.
8 million on launch day.
On day one.
The PS5 holds the current record for the biggest launch of a console. That sold 4 million units in 2 months.
Yeah.
So you're talking potentially double that on launch.
On a day. I really hope so. Because that's insane numbers.
We all know that like Nintendo silently won the console war.
Yes.
For this last generation.
Yeah.
But I think we all underestimated by what the scale actually is.
I thought that the Switch 2, which is essentially a Switch Pro, a more powerful hardware, more expensive games, I thought there would be less people transitioning over.
Yeah.
I honestly thought it would take longer for the trickle to happen. But I suppose everyone's been chomping at the bit, like wanting this upgrade.
And what Nintendo have done very cleverly that everyone else has failed to recognize, and I think this is key to it, because they took so long to generation gap, you're now seeing generation to generation a huge step.
A massive jump,
which is what we used to have, like PS1 to PS2.
Yeah,
PS2
massive.
to PS3.
Yeah.
Massive. PS4 and Xbox One into the PS5 and the Series generation.
Not much change at all.
Well, we're still getting PS4 games released, It wasn't much of a change.
Yeah.
And everyone was a bit like, well, it's cool, but I don't feel like the same excitement until we saw the PS5 Pro.
Yes.
That was actually the generation gap between that and the PS4 that we needed.
Yeah. That was actually a big jump. Yeah.
That was a big jump. So what Nintendo have done is actually given us a generation gap.
Yeah.
And so when you see things like Mario Kart World, my God, that game looks so good.
Yeah.
For Nintendo, it looks so good.
Even Metro Prime 4, which realistically is just a Switch 1 game they've polished, and that looks phenomenal.
Phenomenally good.
Yeah.
I play in 120 FPS
on a Switch.
It's like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So that huge leap makes it valid to switch from the first generation to the second generation.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing, because it's been so long. I mean, it's been 18,000 years now.
It feels like
everyone that was a child that bought the Switch. Yeah. That's now, they were 14 when they bought the Switch 1? They're now 75.
Yeah.
They're ready. Do you know what I mean? No, but seriously though, like if they were a young teenager, they're now probably early 20s.
Yeah.
Probably with their own job now that can
That's kind of
afford
weird, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're now like, oh yes, finally, like ready to jump into the next one.
Yeah.
And you can see that generational leap, like you said. Like
what's interesting as well with that thought, if it was like young teenagers or like 12-year-olds and stuff that were kind of introduced to the Switch, and it's been 7-8 years.
Yeah.
It's interesting that the Nintendo have also chosen to grow up with them.
Yes.
In that time.
Yeah.
So it's almost like they're following a demographic.
Yes. Yeah.
And the rest of us just love it. But that's kind of interesting. Well, it's the numbers aren't bearing out. The other part that I really wanted to touch on with it being cheaper than you think is the game prices being announced.
Yes.
Most of the third-party games have been announced now. We knew the prices before of Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong.
$200, weren't they?
If you listen to the commenters on air, they are. What was Mario Kart World full retail? £75, wasn't it?
£75, $80. Or you can get it 50% off if you buy it with a bundle.
And everyone's losing their minds that that's going to be the new standard for pricing of games. But we also saw that Donkey Kong wasn't that price. Donkey Kong was 66, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's under 70.
So that's less
than PS5 games.
Than PS5 games. So like, and that's the bracket we have to consider this in. It's like, what's PlayStation charging for their games?
Yeah.
But everyone still thinks that Nintendo is like this colourful child's thing in the corner.
Yeah, they think it's
a
like
Fisher-Price toy.
Pong or something. Yeah.
So it can't possibly charge full-price games. Yes. And everyone's losing their mind that Nintendo accessories are expensive. I just want to say, Nintendo has always been expensive. The history of time.
Yes.
Nintendo's never been the cheap option.
No.
Especially accessories.
Yeah,
That's where they make their money.
That's the biggest markup. And also they're taking a hit for the tariffs by keeping the console the same price and boosting the price of the accessories.
But not by much.
No, not by loads.
Not passing on the full cost. No. They're eating a lot of it.
Yeah.
Which everyone was saying they should eat the cost of the tariffs for America. I'm like, well, I'm surprised if they will. Sure enough, they've eaten most of the cost.
Yeah.
They could have like doubled the price of these accessories.
Yeah, or even the system. System could have been $200 more
all
each.
Games just to make it up.
Yeah.
But they've not done any of this. So I didn't understand the fallout from the games pricing. I hate that games get expensive, but I just buy the games I want to play.
Yeah. The games have always been expensive. Yeah. When I was younger, they were just as expensive as they are now.
And the other thing as well is that games have always been expensive. Nintendo stuff has always been expensive
and remained expensive.
And held is the only format. Go into your like local CEX or Games Exchange or wherever you get secondhand games from, where you are. Look at the price of the Nintendo Switch games compared to like the other games.
They're always the highest value.
Yeah. I've been looking because there's some I want to get that I can then play on Switch too. Like, well, they're still high, still like £40.
For Switch 1.
Yeah, for Switch 1 card. That's crazy. The equivalents on like a PlayStation, it would be like 20.
Yeah.
Nintendo stuff has always held its value. So I didn't understand the shock that it was going to be expensive. But we're talking about they've broken the £70 threshold by £5.
Yes.
It's not that much. Yeah. And it's only one game.
Yes. Yeah.
The only game that's broken that threshold.
Yes, so far, yes. But I can't. And the only thing I can see them doing where it can hit that price again is a brand new Zelda game.
Brand new Zelda game.
And that's it.
Potentially a brand new Mario?
I don't even think a brand new Mario.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah.
I don't. Like, I really don't. I'm pretty sure Mario, like Wonder, and the same with Mario, what's the 3D one?
Odyssey?
Odyssey, that's it. They weren't full price, like at launch.
No.
You know? So, like, I get it with Mario Kart World, because it's an open world game. This is a massive game that's online. They're going to need servers and everything, and there's so much going on.
It's like an MMO
Mario
Mario Kart.
Basically. So there's huge amounts of things doing. So they're pricing accordingly, like effort versus cost.
Yeah.
Like Zelda's the same. They're generally massive, expansive worlds with insane amounts of stuff going on.
And the variable pricing thing already existed.
Yeah.
They did it with Zelda.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom, when it launched, was
70,
wasn't it? So we already know this variable pricing thing was going to existed, and they're already very close to that price. And so far, it's only one game. So now we've seen the third-party games being priced, and some of the Switch 2 editions of Switch 1 games being priced.
Yeah, the upgrades as well.
And sure enough, it isn't the standard for all the games. It is a variable thing. I wrote down something because they're really interesting, the pricing. The first one, Zelda, which is this is really selfish because I'm just interested. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep.
If you want to buy the Switch 2 version of the game, it's $66.99.
Okay.
If you already own it,
like me,
and you don't have Nintendo Switch Online,
okay,
because the Switch 2 expansion is given to you as part of the Nintendo Switch Online
expansion pack.
Yes, sorry, yeah. There's a lot of words, but anyway, if you just want to buy the upgrade, it's $7.99 for the Switch 2 upgrade.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good,
I would say.
I mean, it sucks that we have to pay for upgrades, but didn't this happen PlayStation generation?
Yes, and also you don't need to buy the upgrade.
You don't need to. Just
still
play
works.
the game. Just play the game.
It'll still work. You just won't have the upgrade.
Yeah. And I think that's lost on a lot of people.
Yeah, people are thinking they were forced into paying this. Yeah.
No, just put your Switch 1 cart in and play that, or the
play
Switch
potato
1
mode.
Yeah. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and this includes I can't even remember what it's called, the added level
content.
Yeah, it's like new levels and stuff. The Switch 2 version with that DLC is $66.99, same price. Or if you want the upgrade and the DLC and you don't already have it, it's $16.99.
Yeah, and that's because this is an upgrade and expansion.
Yeah. The worst one by far is the Welcome Tour. I think everyone can accept that
should just be free.
That's a massive own goal, and I think that's played into this narrative in an unfortunate way, because no one can argue against.
No,
I can't argue that you should.
There's no reason to
pay for a controller demo.
The good thing is you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, just don't get it.
Just don't buy it.
I think it's for old people.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's for old people.
That's the first thing that we said when we very first saw that. I said the only use case I can see for that is I know a lot of the generation of 70-plus-year-olds that when the Wii came out, maybe they were in the 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever then, they loved Nintendo because of Wii Sports.
And
the Wii, like all the bodybuilding stuff. And yeah.
Stuff,
exactly all that. So I think this is a way of Nintendo going, you know what? If that generation of people want to get into this and are going, how do I use it? Or whatever, you get that game. Equally, it should have been on the system because they're not going to actively search for this. Do you know what I mean? It should have been there on the home screen.
Unless they're introducing like pinned games and stuff.
Yeah, maybe it might be on the news feed or something.
News feed, eShop.
But still, I think that's who this is for. It's not for anyone else.
It's $7.99.
Yeah.
Just don't buy it. Just
put that money on your Zelda upgrade.
Yeah, just buy one of the Zelda versions. Now into some of the third-party ones. I just picked out the ones that really stood out to me that had not all the prices have been announced yet, but it's just really interesting. Yakuza 0.
Yep.
Which looks amazing. It's kind of crazy that that's on Switch. $44.99.
Wow.
There we go. Too expensive. Drop the
Yeah,
price.
yes, indeed.
Okay, one we can all kind of get a reference point on very easily. Cyberpunk 2077.
Let me guess. $100.
You would have thought so with all the rhetoric. No, it's $59.99. including the Phantom Liberty DLC.
Oh wow! How much is that on PlayStation 5?
$59.99.
Oh wow! Oh, exactly the same price. Yeah.
How much is it on Steam?
Pretty much the same price.
No, it's actually £8 more expensive.
Is it?
Yeah. If you buy the Ultimate Edition, it's supposed to be $69.99, but you get like a couple of quid off for buying it together.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to buy it legitimately on the Steam Deck, it'd be more expensive.
Yes.
But Nintendo are overpricing stuff.
Yeah.
Split Fiction.
Yeah.
Is $44.99.
How much is that on PlayStation?
It's $44.99.
Oh wow! Yeah. Okay.
Same price.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Bravely Default, the remaster, which is obviously Nintendo on its own, is $33.99.
Cracking price for that game.
The best price, the best value in the lot of this
is Fortnite at £0.
It's
free.
Fortnite's free on the Switch.
There you go. Yeah. Free Switch games.
No, Fast Fusion, which I'm so hyped for.
Oh, I'm going to get
proper gravity racer.
You're going to grab this.
I'm going to grab it. Yeah.
You're going to grab it.
Until PlayStation make Wipeout again.
They're not making Wipeout again.
Why not? It's the best game they ever made. Anyway, Fast Fusion is your solution to Wipeout not existing. And on Switch 2, it is £13.49.
Yeah, nice. Or you could just play F-Zero GX for free on the Switch Online expansion pack.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you totally could. Or have both.
Yes, that's what I'm going to do.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to buy both. Well, yeah, that one.
So what we're seeing is that Switch 2 third-party games are the same price. Let's just be fair to everyone. The same price as they are everywhere else.
Mm.
In some cases, they are actually cheaper.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that there's going to be Steam sales and you could probably get CD keys. And
you can get a key from your uncle in Argentina. Yeah, for sure.
So if we're going to balance it out and say this is fair to everyone, the third-party games are the same price as they are everywhere else.
Yeah.
Now, that's not to say that if you have a PlayStation 5, you could probably go and get the disc and you may find it cheaper and sell.
You
Quite often, physical versions are cheaper.
Absolutely. But you've got to remember this is a new system.
Brand new system.
So it's different. And also, didn't PlayStation get a little spank on the bum for overcharging digital games on their store? Like, how many times have they been in court for this now?
It's a constant problem, it seems to be. It doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was...
no one's bringing that up.
Yeah, they lost a massive court case about it. Basically price fixing.
Yeah.
So, and because they've got a monopoly, because you can't buy from anywhere else, so they can just fix the price.
Yes.
And if you do try and buy a digital game off the PlayStation Store, you'll see it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Prices of some of the games. Like, well, I'm not paying 60 quid for a game that I know is £30 in the shop.
Yeah.
But that happens with Nintendo as well, to be fair.
Yes.
The physical version can often be cheaper than the digital one because
this time around it's not though, is it?
No.
It's more expensive to buy the physical.
I'm so glad you brought that up because they did make that change that the digital version is cheaper.
Good. It should be
because there's no very little distribution.
No production costs.
Yeah.
Like it's just stupid.
There's no third-party retailer to pay in that.
Yeah. It should be more expensive. And you're paying for the privilege of reselling then.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's no reason for me. I'm going all digital this time. I've no reason to go physical now. And I'm certainly not paying more for the games.
And especially since they've brought in the virtual cart system so you can share your digital games.
Yeah.
The family sharing, the sharing with your friends, that you can do that with digital games. And it was a really, really important part. Before the Switch 2 was launched, they were talking about it in one of their reports earnings and about the future of Nintendo. The importance that your account follows you.
Yes.
So your digital games will follow you as well. It was a very important thing for them to carry that on.
Yes. Yeah, starting from now, it's going to be like continuing on. Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm going to go digital only. It's also because there's only so many games I can keep.
Yes.
And how am I going to carry these?
Yeah. Well, most of my studio, I mean, at least from what you can see on the camera,
it's Switch. It's Switch
all
games.
Switch games. Yeah.
Like wall to wall.
Yeah. And like 3DS and there's other stuff like Dreamcast and stuff, but it's mainly all Switch because with Switch I went physical only.
Yep.
So everything's just physical, and that's why and I hate it. I hate having physical games for the Switch. I wish I could have a digital version for each.
Yeah.
Because trying to find the freaking game cart sucks. Like I've got a folder with like hundreds of games in, and it is so frustrating that I just go, you know what, I'm not going to bother.
I wish there was and I know there'd be a security system that they'd have to put in so you didn't just sell it straight away. But,
yes.
I wish they would do it so you install it, it's installed, you can take the cart out and it's done.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I just keep it on my homepage.
Yep.
Then I would consider keeping in the physical space.
Yeah.
But it's not. So prices are the same, relatively the same as they are everywhere else for third-party games. At least the RRP is. As time goes on with the Switch 2, we will see physical versions of this game, and I know you'll see them cheaper in stores at some point.
Eventually, Because
people have stock they need to get rid of. There'll be sales and all the rest of it.
The retailers will want to be competitive for your cash.
And you will start seeing the second-hand market happening as well.
Yes, precisely. Yeah.
So all this stuff will happen. But I just think it's a really important thing to add into this conversation about pricing. About the third-party games. They're going to be the same price as they are on your PlayStation, on your Xbox, and on your PC or your Steam Deck. And so what is the negative here? What is the thing that people are holding on to?
Just the fact that one game has hit a higher price, which is ultimately going to push the price up for everything else, even though that would have happened regardless of who started it.
Nintendo have started the next generation.
Yes. Yeah.
So we will see them lag behind in this generation once everyone else reforms their PS6s, the new Xbox, and the new handhelds come out, Steam Deck 2. They will overtake it. But what we're seeing here is the next generation starting. Nintendo have just started it 3 years before everyone else.
Yeah.
So what you're also seeing is the next generation of pricing.
Yes.
And when everyone else upgrades, you will see the prices come up. The first one that's going to really test it is PlayStation. And they've already seen it with the prices of their consoles, baseline consoles, going up in Europe, in the Middle East, not in America yet. And the reason it's not happened to you Americans yet is because they don't know how to price. Because they don't know where the tax is going to be. Because PlayStation is made in China. Like everything is.
Yes. Yeah. Just wait until Rockstar happens, though. GTA
that's
6,
the other one.
That's going to be $100, I bet.
It's going to be more. It's 120, I reckon.
Can't blame Nintendo. You really think so?
I genuinely think so.
Yeah.
Well, if Mario Kart World
is $80.
Yeah. I think GTA 6 every day is 120.
Wow.
And it will sell out.
Oh, of course it will.
Everyone will moan about this stuff, but the proof is in the pudding. People buy it because they want it.
Yeah, same with the PlayStation games. When that went to 70, everyone moaned at the time.
Still sell out.
And now no one cares. It's just like, oh, well, that's the normal.
Yeah, it's just the norm. And I go back to the thing we said right at the start of this kind of Switch 2 story was if it's too expensive, just buy the games you want to play.
Yeah.
Don't worry about buying everything.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that this time. If I'm going to play it, I will buy it.
Yes.
Otherwise, I've got Game Pass. That's where I got games that I don't play.
100% with you. That's what Game Pass is Netflix.
Yes.
Right? And this is going to the cinema.
Yes.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
You don't go to every film that's on in the cinema.
No.
And go, tickets are really expensive now. You go to the ones you really want to go to.
Yes.
Think about games like Mario Kart World. How many hours of entertainment are you going to get out of it?
Countless. Yeah. It's massive.
Those big games, you're going to get hundreds of hours.
So, of course, I'm going to pay 50% less and buy it bundled in with a console. Like, who wouldn't do that?
I don't know why everyone's not done that. Why they're freaking out.
Yeah.
I don't know how many full price versions they're going to sell.
Don't know. I've been hearing about people going, I'm only buying the non-bundle because I want the physical of Mario Kart. So you're going to pay 50% more for a GameCube.
No, good for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's just, it's done. Physicals are dead.
Don't moan about the price.
Just get on digital already. I've already got my SanDisk Extreme.
Has it arrived?
Yeah.
Mine's not.
It's not the Nintendo one. I bought it before those were announced. So I've got, but I suspect the official ones will be a bit slower.
I think they've limited the speed on them.
Yes.
Definitely. It's a very Nintendo thing to do, is silently do that. Cap it at whatever the bandwidth is for the internal storage.
Yeah. Which makes sense. It brings the cost down.
Down, and you don't need that extra heat and all the other things that can fail with it, because you'll be sure if there's failures, people are going to moan about it.
Oh yeah.
So back to the start. The Nintendo Switch 2 is way cheaper than we all thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
it's cheaper than you think.
Yes, yeah. Don't believe the hype, because I talk to people that are my friends. They're not really. They're just random people that I meet.
Anyone that will listen to him,
I just
on the street.
I'm like an old man.
Nintendo Switch 2.
Hello there. Listen to me. But yeah, so I've been talking to people that are not like in amongst stuff like we are, like, you know, looking at all the news, just regular people that like gaming. And they're like, oh yeah, but I heard like every game's 80, or, you know, oh, the price of the system's like all this, and oh, it only plays like Nintendo games or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's like all the common misconceptions. It's like clearing it all up. It's like those are the people that would be likely to buy one of these.
Yeah.
And people ranting about stuff that's not even a thing, like it's ruining it for other people potentially, you know?
And it's also the frustration, we've spoke about it plenty, is it's ruining just the genuine like good vibes and excitement that it should be right now.
Yeah.
You're getting the biggest manufacturer launching the biggest thing that's going to be for the next 8 years.
Yeah.
It's a big moment. And if you're into gaming, if you're enthusiastic about games like we are, you should celebrate it. I celebrate when Xbox and PlayStation do. We celebrate the Steam Deck, the Asus ROG. These big moments we celebrate. But if you were to do like the Steam Deck came out, it was kind of a big moment. Ally X came out, it was a kind of a big moment. Nintendo Switch 2 is like a giant moment.
It's
and we
massive,
should all kind of like, even if you're not a Nintendo fan, kind of just look at it and go, wow, this is a big moment.
Because it appeals to so much more than any of those other things.
And just be certain, it pushes forward handheld gaming yet again.
Absolutely. It's an extra thing of competition.
Yeah.
And also, maybe, you know, them optimizing games for the Switch might help them optimize them better for other handheld systems. You know, you don't know.
I think if NVIDIA step into the others a bit more.
If NVIDIA step into the handheld game, they've won. Like, you know, they will decimate AMD.
It's an interesting thought, isn't it? Maybe for another podcast. But is the Switch 2 just their like proper like refining ground to do that? It's weird that they're not.
Yeah, no, they don't touch hardware at all. They just pump out chips, don't they?
Yeah.
Because gaming, they've said it themselves in video. They said we don't care. Like,
well, it's not their business.
It's not their business. They deal with like big enterprises and massive like,
AI, data
gaming's
centers.
like the offcuts of stuff that they just throw out and the rest of the world gets. You know, like they don't care. It's not like AMD where AMD are actually like their business is gamers, and that's why they make all this stuff. NVIDIA are above that. They don't care. They're just like, we'll make this. It will be the best thing you've ever seen, but it doesn't mean anything to us.
Whatever.
They are
no
literally
one can buy it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. But it is though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just a flag wave, like of like, check how good we are. See you later. We don't really care. So for the fact that they've worked with Nintendo is a feat in itself.
DLSS handheld.
Yeah, it's amazing. But I can't imagine anything else coming unless a humongous company comes at them for a handheld like Xbox.
I was just going to say, like Microsoft?
Yes, yeah. But I mean, like a little company ain't going to do it.
No.
It will have to be monumental, like something equivalent of Nintendo.
Yeah, because they've got to guarantee the units, haven't they? They've got to push the numbers.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be pretty sure Switch 2, Switch 2 is going to get close to 100 million.
Well, at this rate, that would be in the first month.
Yeah,
if it's doing 10 million in a day.
So they can guarantee the numbers.
Yeah.
Asus and Valve can't.
No
get
way.
nowhere near it.
No.
Anyway, love to know what you guys think. Are you hyped about the Switch 2 as we are? What games are you planning to buy for it?
Yes.
And are you relieved that it doesn't cost as much as everyone is leading you to believe?
Or do you think we're just being paid out like everyone else seems to think?
Yeah, I mean, if we were paid out, I think we'd have more Nintendo
I
stuff.
would be wearing a Nintendo jumper on.
If they want to pay me to wear a Nintendo jumper, I'm there. Or do a Digital Foundry.
Yes, we can do Digital Foundry all day. Yeah, we can just drop ads on the channel.
Just drop full trailers on
ads.
here.
Hold the Nintendo Direct on our channel.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Just do it.
I'm up for it.
Yeah,
it's good. Let us know and join in the conversation down below. And once you're done and digging around, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and what else should they do?
Become a member, and you can sometimes see these videos early. Even though I must admit I haven't done that in a while.
I was thinking about it yesterday. I was like, I've not done that in ages.
Well,
what if Andy's done that?
We've putting out so many more videos.
I know.
There's not been time to put them out early because there's something else coming. But anyway, so sometimes you can see videos early, maybe not. If not, you can join our private Discord for members and you can come and talk to us as well.
Yeah, it's a lovely place to play. So more Switch 2 stuff coming soon, so do make sure you subscribe to catch all that.
Yes.
And until the next time,
have a nice day.
Yes.
The appropriate podcast ending.
It's the perfect podcast ending.